Hello there. Hi. That was the bad. We didn't do the crossfade. I messed up. I blew it. Blew it already. Hi, it's me, Scott. And I I'm not gonna exactly call these impulse purchases, but they're kind of impulse purchases. I've had some storage issues that I've needed to address, and I was helping a photographer friend think through some storage issues. And then on Black Friday, there was deals on Synology network attack storage and Western Digital external drives, and one thing led to another, and I bought some stuff. So we're just gonna set it up. We're gonna set up, and actually, so there's a real reason why this is probably a terrible idea. And that reason is as follows. I kind of like this idea, I will say. There's lots of reasons that sort of like the idea of consolidating like all my storage in a single place, with multiple devices and machines and external drives and all these things, and I would actually feel better if they were all in one place. That's great. The issue is Backblaze, for reasons that I think are understandable, although maybe slightly questionable, doesn't want you to back up your NAS to their kind of consumer grade backup, or even like their business backup, but their user backup, right? Not server backup. And so they don't want anything that doesn't look like a computer backing up, because you might have some NAS with terabytes upon terabytes, which is kind of silly to me because you could have a Windows machine with terabytes upon terabytes. So I don't fully buy that. But anyway, that's kind of the rules. So the thing that's a bummer, and of course they say, hey, it's no problem, just back it up to B2. And B2 is fairly inexpensive, especially compared to S3 and others, but it's not that cheap. It is, yeah, it's not that cheap. That adds up for sure, especially if you have terabytes upon terabytes. So that's what I got to figure out. Like there's some goofball version where it's like I have some local sync to this machine that has a 10 gig drive and stuff that I want to push to Backblaze gets synced here, then backed up there. I don't know. It's not great. So that's a thing that will have to be figured out quickly. Like that's a thing. I don't trust data that's in one place, and so I don't want to be in that situation for very long. The situation of data being in a place does not sit well with me. So let's quickly find some wallpaper, and then I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna shuck this Western Digital drive, I guess, and throw it in the NAS. And I have no reason to believe that this will at all be an interesting stream. But hey, I'm sitting here doing this thing, and if I have to deal with it, I guess you do too. So we could do this though. Our highly professional secondary camera setup. I don't know what there's going to be. I mean, this is not exciting. It's not a dramatic unboxing video or anything. Or maybe it is. You installed Windows 11. Life is yours. How are you? Life is yours. I've missed you. I feel like I haven't seen nor heard from you in a month. Where's the hand cam? Yeah, it's not like Microsoft hasn't made a new operating system since when? Windows NT 4.0? Where's this camera, everybody? Is it this one? The computer gets very confused by having two of the same camera plugged in. That's not it. Is it this one? Hello there. Don't look at my microphone or my soldering iron. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, so let's shuck, I guess. So I believe in this box is a Western Digital. I almost just showed my address on stream. That probably wouldn't have not been. I mean, it wouldn't have been that big a deal probably, but still. Maybe not super wise. It's maybe the bottom of the box. I might have just opened the bottom of the box, but I don't think it matters that much. So yeah, we're gonna shuck this drive because that's just, hard drives have been so expensive for a year, and usually, not always, but usually the wisdom of the internet says that the drives that are then these enclosures are like white label versions of decent network attached storage drives. That's the like wisdom of the internet. So the people that are insane data hoarders who are just, you know, I'm not one of these people. I'm not in that tribe. But you get one of these, you pop it open, you shuck it, you void the warranty. Maybe you do something silly to, if you have issues with this 3.3 volt pin that these drives use to, I guess, sleep or power off. I'm not entirely sure. So sometimes you have to actually modify your cable or put a piece of tape over it or whatever. Anyway, I don't think we have to do that because we will be, you know, we're going to be in NAS land. So it'll be okay. Hot dog water. Okay, so we need to spudge, I guess, is our goal here today. Right? I don't think there's any fasteners, anything. I think we just want to spudge. In fact, I think I have something like tools for this, for phone repair. Where would that be? Maybe in here. Maybe not. I don't know, did I get rid of my spudging tools? Uh-oh. That'd be kind of a weird thing for me to get rid of. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want any spoilers. That's if you're here for Twitch and participating in the chat, you get special insight into the reason I'm talking about hot dog water. Because I just received a hot dog water related threat. I am almost certain I had like a little cell phone repair kit kind of thing that had in fact, I know I did. And I thought these look like the screwdriver. Okay, I did find another spudger. So that will be helpful. But I thought I had, I mean, what are basically guitar picks. Yes, exclusive hot dog water related content, patrons only. I think I have a Patreon, and I haven't actually looked at it in a long time. I think I have a patron, but I just use that money to pay the people I sponsor on Patreon, so it doesn't really work out. Okay, I can't find the rest of the spudging equipment. I thought I might have some guitar picks in this. I do. Okay. Well, we have guitar picks, and guitar picks are basically spudgers, right? So we'll grab a couple of these, and maybe that will help us out. Spudging is a delicate operation. Okay, I don't really know how to do this. I feel fairly confident that there are no fasteners and that you just gotta like get in there. right? Like you just start cramming stuff in. I believe it's all kind of snap fit. I should probably look this up, huh? I don't really want to look it up though. You think I need a hammer? What kind of hammer? Let's see. Okay. Got elements. What's everything a video? I don't want it to be a video. I mean, shucking WD elements in 2 minutes. Hey guys.
Today we're gonna.
Okay, the clock is on. We got a gift card. Okay. Here's how the pros do it. Okay, that looks like a guitar pick. I'm not too far off. Okay, starting in the back in the center. Seems to be. Well, but a PS5 you're supposed to take apart, right? Like you're supposed to be allowed to take apart. It just feels like you're going to break it because it's absolutely not really a thing you're supposed to. Okay. We got one guitar pick. Two guitar picks. Should have grabbed more guitar picks, huh? Put my... Come on. Okay, one of the guitar picks just fell into the hard drive. I don't think that's actually part of the strategy, but I'm going to go with it. The hard drive ate one of them, and then this just slipped and it immediately closed. It's like some sort of an impossible puzzle box, because if one part closes as soon as you I mean, it seems like I need more spudders, right? That's the... Torn this one up. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's good or bad, but that happened. Let me just kind of roll this around here. Okay. This seems promising. Shucked. We have shucked. So my favorite little solder helper seems like it took a little damage. Sadly. Throw up the tip a little bit, but this one really took a beating. Well, they did their jobs. It was a valiant effort. Okay. I should say this is a 2-bay NAS. I only got one drive to start with. Because it's kind of expensive. Because I'm so intent on having offsite backups. Oh, 3D Prentice Spudger? Interesting. I don't know that would hold up very well, but not a terrible idea. But I use this one a lot. Like so I should have been more careful with the tip of this one. This is actually not, this is a solder helper, I think, that came with my soldering iron, possibly. So this is a, yeah, it's a white label Western Digital drive, but the word on the streets is that it is secretly actually a better hard drive than you would expect. I mean, that's at least that's the wisdom behind shucking. you get a much better hard drive this way than you would get otherwise. So I think this, I don't exactly know what we do now. I think we maybe want to do this. I mean, it's literally just it's not even Internet of Things. It's just a SATA to USB controller is really all it is. And power, I guess. But okay. How do we get this out? I like its little light tube. It has a little light tube for the LED that comes out the front. Maybe I can try to not destroy that. Seems like there may be some additional fasteners. It feels like it wants to come out this way, but that is not the way the... Yeah, looks like it wants to come out this way, but the light tube disagrees. I would like to try to not destroy this, so that if I have to have it serviced, it could go back into its outfit, its nice little outfit. Okay, so this seems like a single piece. So there's little bumper cars on here, but I don't really see a, unless this does come apart. Okay, what's our friend do? It's not exactly the same drive. Okay, is there a fastener? Okay, I mean, our friend here is just flexing things all over the place. I mean, it is basically yeah, that's sort of what I'm doing. So this Synology NAS just kind of makes this very networky. But it's kind of cool. I don't know. I honestly, again, I didn't need this, or I could have just plugged it into the little HP, whatever, Elite Desk, that cute little thing, to make it into and set up a free NAS server or whatever. But there's some nice perks with the Synology NAS, and I got it so cheap. I got such a good deal on it that I feel justified in the purchase. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know which way to go with this. The way that I want to take it, it seems like it doesn't want to go. But let's just try to... You know, if I didn't know better, I would almost say that this isn't supposed to be user serviceable. Okay, we got that. We got those. Looks like just a single fastener here, and we are... I chipped a nail. It's pretty sad. I'll scratch my disc. Okay, there's that fastener. It doesn't want to let go. Oh, I probably just have to slide it out. It's probably just the SATA that's holding it in. Yep. Okay. So this fastener really just went right through there. So let's keep that handy. Yeah, we can bang it with a hammer, no problem. Okay, this is our hard drive. Let's just look up the model number. WD140 EDGZ. So here's people talking about it. Pass the stress test, yeah. Orbital indicates they are helium filled, 72. Yeah, I mean, super nice. So, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I could have done better, but... Okay. Oh, I forgot I wasn't sharing the screen. You didn't even see the video of the guy. Oh, well. Yeah. Wasn't the most exciting. Okay. We do have some battle damage. to the equipment that we used in the liberation of the drive, but we'll just say those are casualties of war. So now we have this thing, and again, I did not need to buy this. I knew I was helping someone who did need it more than I need it, and then I just got caught up. Actually, there was just confluence. It was like there was a Black Friday deal and like a crazy deal on one of my credit cards for Amazon. It was all too much. We got power. The power cable looks short for what I need it for. Power, Ethernet, other Ethernet, other power. That's nice. They included, what are these? I forget if these are 2.5 millimeter screws, hard drive screws. This might be 3 millimeter. They gave us some screws for the drives. Very kind of them. And we got a quick start guide. So I do only have one drive, which again is like, yeah, I don't know. Next time there's a deal on a 14 terabyte drive, I will get another one and stick it in. I just didn't want to drop that much money all at once. And it's only for RAID. And I'm not anti-RAID, but RAID is of secondary importance to me versus backups. Backups are what matters. RAID is nice. RAID's good for uptime and availability, but RAID is not a backup. Look in the mirror every morning and say to yourself, RAID is not a backup. Okay. So it has dual LAN ports for reasons I don't quite understand. Unless it's just like, you want this thing to go freaking fast. I wonder if it actually uses them. Maybe it does. That'd be kind of cool. I don't immediately see any fasteners. Let's just take a gander at the instructions. So I see USB on the front and back, 12 volts DC in, little Kensington key buddy, 2 LAN ports, couple buttons on the front, and light indicators on the front. So yeah, I mean, I have a switch with some open ports, so I guess we'll plug them all in. Okay, so according to the quick start guide, so there is a potential issue with one of the pins on these shucked drives, because there is something kind of goofy about the shucked drives, but I don't. So yeah, again, I had to do something. I had to modify a cable inside my PC, but okay. So of course you don't have to open this because it's a NAS and it's designed for hot swappability. So that's actually quite nice. This just comes right off. And it's got not a bad feel to it. In fact, when I first felt it, I thought it was magnets, but I don't think it is magnets. It's just little rubber, I don't know, gaskety, grommety things, but with some grip. And I was about to say, I think magnets would be cooler, but magnets would be a terrible idea because there's hard drives right there. This isn't a NAS. It's not a NAS, it's a NAS. NAS. Okay, so I don't know if it matters if we do Bay 1 or Bay 2 or... So we push this slides out. It's got a very kind of science fiction feel to it. Looks cool in there. It does... I see a slot for a DIMM to add more memory. I can't remember how much memory it ships with. Lots of people add more memory because this is a little computer, and you can run Docker images. They have their own library of software and utilities that you can run. But you can kind of run whatever you want on it. And so people use it for Plex for like video decoding, things like that. It's not the burliest processor on earth, but it's not bad. And if you add a little more memory, it can do decent things. So if you just need like to run a few Docker images to do utility type things, it's not bad for that. So I might, for example, the Cloudflare thing I have that does dynamic DNS, maybe I'll run that on this. Again, I really probably should have just done a free NAS kind of thing with that guy up there, but there's other reasons I'm interested in this particular device. Okay, this is Bay 1, it would appear. So let's figure out. Well, that's kind of funny. I wonder why step 3. Okay, you're supposed to go this. Excuse me. Heat? I mean, you could run bots or node, whatever, little node bots on it or whatever you want, I guess. Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Oh, that's funny. Okay, you're not supposed to use fasteners. You just pull these little things. You pull these out. Feels like it's gonna break. Okay, I see. So if you're using 3.5-inch drives, you do not have to use the fasteners because it has some magical little doodads that just sit in the screw holes. It says pull, but it's not. Doesn't. Feels like it's gonna break. Okay, that was even kind of sounded like it broke, but I think it's okay. I think we did what we were supposed to do. So now we take this friend, also known as a hard disk drive, and SATA land probably has to stick out here. I'm a little worried, I gotta say, slightly worried about the 3.3 volt thing. And I don't have, there's ways around it with some, whatever it is, Kapton tape. I don't have any Kapton tape. And I don't want to like modify anything. I don't know if I can really, in this case, modify anything in the NAS, but I don't think I can here. So we will see. There is a possibility that I will put this drive in and it will not work, but we'll see. Okay, that mounted easily enough. And now we will. I mean, the economics of why people do this is actual NAS drives are crazy expensive. NAS drives are just, you know, they're expensive commercial objects. Why doesn't this feel like it wants to go in? Did I do something incorrectly? Whoa. Okay. Seated. We have seated it. We'll put these little gromedy friends back on the front. We actually don't need the fasteners because we're not using the 2.5-inch drives. Step 3. Slide the dude in. Put the buddy back on. Step 4, plug in 100 different things. And then try to go to Synology NAS. Okay, I think we can we can do the thing, right? So I'm gonna be sort of off mic for a second, but let's try this. Hi. So it's gonna live up here. My little very not nicely organized networking closet is up there, but for the moment, let's just set it here and run some cables down. I pushed the button and it turned on. What a mess. What a mess. I didn't plug in the second LAN cable because I actually don't know if it's what it's there for. Like if it's there to connect to two different networks, or if it's there to, I don't know. In the image, they only plug in one. I guess we'll look it up and see. Okay, so in theory, it's kind of making a horrible noise. What was it? 5,000? It's kind of beeping and freaking me out a little bit, actually. Okay, cool. We are in. So the most critical, like the key thing here, the absolute most important thing that we have to do today is name this device. And it's going to be tricky. Okay, install the Destination Manager, operating system. Install where? On the device? All data on the hard disks will be removed during installation. Are you sure you want to proceed? I understand. Okay. It actually would have been wise of me. Uh-oh. Did you find an expert shucker? I did. I should have tested the drive, while it was still in its enclosure, but surely it's going to be good. Ways. Wait, is this okay, great. Is this how you do it? You just like bang it on a rock? So violent. Okay, sure, let's do it. Okay. What are we going to call this? What are we going to call this thing? I want something that implies, it's deep storage, or it's like the central repository of all knowledge, of all. I already have, like cellar and archive and annex and. I mean, I got the point. I got the point. Was there more to get the point of? First of all, well, now we have an ad. Oh no. I don't like learning things from video, unless it's machining and it's this old Tony. Okay, first of all, this is 2 minutes. This is 2 minutes. Who has that kind of time? Or am I supposed to look exactly where you sent? That's scary. Wait, no, I didn't. I just dragged in. You were at 13 seconds. This is exactly where you started. I just closed the ad. Right? I'm not skipping anything. Okay, I'm gonna skip it now though. I don't have time for this. I guess I do. I've got, oh really, 10 minutes? Okay, what are we gonna call this thing? I don't like this. It was making my teeth hurt. Traveling Desi. Network attached storage. So it's this little thing over here. So I'm just setting up this network attached storage device. It's not actually very exciting, but that's what we're doing. Yeah, yes. This is, and Life is Yours is teaching me how to shuck hard drives. So we just stripped out It's kind of a small server. So it's a server whose job is really just to serve data. But in this case, the thing I like about these is they actually do lots of other little things. So they have kind of their own little app store, but you can also sort of run whatever software you want on them. It's not a super powerful. Oh yeah, I know the teeth that's nightmarish. Yeah, they have a somewhere probably like storage and add-ons or no. I think we're in the wrong place. I just want to know what their little. I mean, we'll see it soon enough when it actually finishes. But so they have this thing that is. You can basically install apps on this that are an interface layer to the storage. So people use it to stream video. You can also install Plex on it and stream Plex, so you can install other stuff from it. You can use it as like a streaming music thing. You can use it to organize your photos or whatever. Like I use Apple Photos for that, but maybe I'll use this for organizing other kinds of media. But you can synchronize it to other kinds of storage. You can also you forward a port to it on your router and then access it externally. So I don't even talk about 2022. I don't want to know about it. That's too much. So my experience in this realm, I guess I've used it in many years ago. Had like that wasn't even a NAS. It was just like attached storage or like RAID arrays in rack-mounted RAID arrays, and this is just kind of a consumer version. This is I've used it in contexts like media, like content. You're producing content, you have tons of footage or photos or whatever, and you want it very available and redundant and available to everybody in the local network that's using it. Like it's sort of a local cloud is maybe a weird way to put it. Local cloud storage is kind of the idea. But you can also just kind of use it as your own personal cloud if you have a reasonable uplink. So actually, people do interesting things. People even do crazy network setups where they will cache everything. They'll have their PlayStation or PlayStation 5. This takes some like network. It takes a little bit of doing, but they'll basically set it up so any game they download from their PS5 where storage is limited gets cached locally on their local NAS. And then when they go back to install it, the request will go to the NAS and it will install locally and will install really fast. So you could have like whatever, many terabytes of drives. This one only takes 2 drives because that's all I need, but you can get little NAS. This is almost like an appliance, this version of it. It's much more often like in enterprise land, it would be a big rack mounted thing with many drive bays. So this one has 12 drives, and if one of them fails, it doesn't matter. The other ones will make up for it depending on how the RAID is set up. You can pull one. The server will never go down. A hard drive can completely fail, and you can pull that one hard drive out. And if it's depending on the kind of RAID setup it is, you can pull it out and you won't have any downtime, and then you just stick in a new one. So this is a bigger version. This is the same company. So here's like a 12-bay enterprise NAS that I'm sure is really expensive. This is just a little 2-bay that I got that was on sale on Black Friday. So they come with no storage. So the first thing we did on the stream, this is a scandalous photo, was I just shucked a drive, meaning I just took this Western Digital external 14 terabyte drive and shucked it and put that in there. And then at a later date, I will get a second 14 terabyte drive and put it in there. But I will set it up as RAID 0 or 1, I forget which, meaning that those drives are just mirrored. So it's not, I don't double my storage, they're literally mirrored. So if one fails, it won't matter. There'll be no downtime. And I'll get an alert from the NAS that says, hey, one of these drives failed, you need to switch it. But I won't lose anything, and I won't even have any downtime. And then I can just get a new drive and swap it in, and everything will be fine. So on these like really intense ones, the ones with this might be like RAID 5 or 6 or 10, but so the way it works is parity information is stored like across drives. So when you write something to, you write a file to the NAS, this all shows up as, there's lots of ways to do it, but to put it simply, this would all basically show up as one drive, one network share. You write to it, the hardware will put it all over the place. So there's kind of backups locally. It's not really a backup, but kind of like that. It's parity information. So if one fails, you're fine. And they're built to be hot swappable, and it's cool. And but you lose, of course, there's always an equation to figure out how much storage you lose, right? Because you're kind of duplicating things, you always lose some storage to track your parity information. This browser is specifically set up to save no history. So there's no history beyond what we just opened. So there's nothing saved in this browser. The session is completely removed. So it's they just think if you have no browser history and they don't know what to serve you, the first thing they show you is boobs, I guess. Yeah, that's a very similar thing. Many routers will do that. We'll just share the drive. The difference is this isn't, so kind of your router in that case is acting as, is turning that USB drive into a form of network attached storage. Very similar idea, except this has multiple bays. It supports RAID, which is about drive redundancy. Again, so if one goes down, you can swap it out. And it's its own little computer, basically. It's not a very powerful computer, but you can install stuff. You can install, it kind of has its own little app store that you can install that does lots of things. It sounds like a lot of the apps aren't that good. Like you can run an email server on it. You can run various things on it. This is just Edge. This is just Edge. The new version of Edge that is Chrome under the hood. I just have everything turned off. Wait, what is 2013? Yeah, but that was like a wedding photo, like wedding cleavage. Why was that served to me? Okay, how are we doing over here? Hello? I have an unsafe connection. Okay, welcome to DSM 7. Actually, and another cool thing about this, actually, with this particular thing, you can install, I mean, it's just a certificate. It's a local, because it's just an HTTP connection. It's not an HTTPS connection. So I don't actually know why it's upset. This site does not have a certificate, so it's just served. I don't know why they do that. But basically, there's a thing that you can install that kind of turns this into a Dropbox replacement, or Google Drive or OneDrive replacement, where it will sync to whatever computer. So I can sync to my laptop. There's some features that are a little annoying that aren't there yet on my laptop. Okay, this is the hardest part. What are we going to call this thing? Yeah, so instead of Dropbox, where you'd have to pay whatever, $10 a month for 2 terabytes, I will just have 14 terabytes of my own storage, as long as my internet connection doesn't go down. But backing this up is going to be annoying. That's actually the main reason I haven't done this in the past, is that backing it up is going to kind of suck, because I don't want to pay. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do actually for backing this up. My friend that I recommended is getting one of these as well. So we may just work out a deal where we back up to each other's. Maybe. I don't know. Really? You can't? I know. Actually, I know how you can. Life is yours. Do you want to know how? I'll teach you. No one will block this. No one can block it. Do this. They can't. I mean, you could also just set up whatever. You could set up an SSH tunnel on DigitalOcean and port it to whatever port that you want. But I like the Cloudflare version. It's very handy and easy. But yeah, on one of your DigitalOcean droplets, you could just set up an SSH tunnel and get in. Okay, what are we gonna call this thing? Well, I mean, what kind of servers do you want to access? You don't need port forwarding. I mean, SSH tunnels kind of have port forwarding built into them because you say DigitalOcean has port whatever, and then you say you're going to bind that locally to port whatever. But you don't have to have port forwarding to use that. The point is you tunnel from your home computer to a remote server, and then everybody hits that remote server and all the traffic is routed to you via an SSH tunnel, but not connecting outwards in. It's using your connection from the inside out, so you can kind of penetrate anything. Yeah, you could do that.
Don't cry.
I think they even have a tutorial for it. Access a website, add a website to Cloudflare, zero trust policy. Like, I'm pretty sure this instruction, this very thing tells you how to do the thing that I'm talking about. But you could also do it manually if you don't want to use Cloudflare. I think you can do this with the free version, the free Cloudflare plan. I like Cloudflare a lot, but you could do it with just an SSH tunnel. But like, you could have a local dev server on whatever ports you want, and then there may be a different port that you're serving locally, port 3000 or 5000 or whatever, and whatever you're exposing to the world on your DigitalOcean droplet could still be even port 80 if you want. But I don't know off the top of my head what is a good tutorial for it. But if you want to do if you want to be able to access from the outside in, and actually, or use this. This is another service you could use. This is what I used before I started using Cloudflare. So this is specifically, yeah, like gives you a public URL that will tunnel inside, like tunnel through whatever. It doesn't matter what the school puts between you and the world. So you could install ngrok right now and give me an ngrok URL, and I would be able to access your locally hosted server. I think you should try it. Try it right now. It's free. But again, I think the Cloudflare version is cooler, or you could manually do it yourself. Okay, I don't know what to call this. What's the name of the person? Yeah, I mean, ngrok is good. ngrok is good. It's just they want to charge you if you want to use more than one tunnel at a time. Whereas if you just use Cloudflare, I'm pretty sure it's free. Let's see, was it Chesterton? Mirandola? No. Every single person here has a different answer, so that's great. Because there was like one person at a time, as far as like bound books. There was a period when, or so the legend goes, somebody read every book. There was a person who had read every book, or at least that's the legend. The last man who knew everything Okay, surprisingly, the name of the most... Okay, so it is Coleridge. This is what some people say. Yeah, it would be impossible, right? Because he lived in the 17th... Or sorry, 18th and 19th century. But that seems way too late. Because that was hundreds of years after the printing press. But what, I mean, probably there's no such person. That's just an interesting thing. So what are we going to call this? What other places are like fall into the realm of the Library of Alexandria? Like just a place of and it also has to have a cool name, of course. I mean, on here we already have like, what do we have on this machine? Haven, Annex, Cellar. I have other things that are like Vault and... Naming is very serious. I don't like any of these. For some reason I'm thinking of a... Ministry of Information in Brazil. Is that what it calls? He gets transferred to the ministry. That's not what I want. Yeah, the Ministry of Information. That might be a bit much. Is that too much? Information retrieval. Central Services. It's not a bad name. I'm probably not supposed to have space. Any spaces. Central Services. Do I like Central Services? Kind of like Central Services. Okay, I need an administrator name and password, huh? Switch over here before I accidentally open one password and show everything. Central Services. Okay, so we have a new password for central services. Next, unhappy for some unknown reason. It says my password is strong, but it shows that it's an error. So include mixed case, include alphanumeric. I don't like when people tell me what to do. My password is extremely strong. It does not need. Drives me insane. I don't like it. I don't like prescriptive password requirements. Okay. Did you do it? Did you install ngrok? I wanna hack your computer since I know that you failed your mobile security. Okay. Automatically install important Dsm and package updates only. It's on latest in package. Let's do important only. I feel pretty confident this is going to show something I don't want to be seen, but we'll see. Okay. Create a Synology account to receive more benefits. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Because they have this quick connect service that will route you to... I don't think I have one. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, verification code. Well, wait, don't go there. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, you probably do. I like that. I really like Cloudflare that because it does a lot of things for you. If you use Cloudflare for DNS, you get lots of perks. But yeah. So if you don't want to do that, I would maybe just to try it, if you want to just try it, just quickly install ngrok. Or it's not that hard to manually set up in the SSH tunnel. It's just Cloudflare D and ngrok make it a little bit easier. Okay. What kind of user am I? To a Norwegian service? I mean, you don't... They can still be registered, but do you care? You mean a Norwegian DNS provider? I'm sure Cloudflare has European edge servers. I mean, but Cloudflare, I don't even know. Maybe Cloudflare doesn't even. You don't. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I don't. You don't have to transfer the registration of your domain. You just use their name servers. But you don't. I mean, yeah. If you don't want to do it, just try ngrok. See what you think. Okay, I'm signing in. Access my Synology NAS from anywhere. Well, let's maybe not show that, or just do something temporary. Cool. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, do I want to enable these things? Around the clock monitoring and production. A cloud service that expedites technical support processes, monitors the health of all your Synology NAS, and provides you with troubleshooting steps upon abnormalities. Yes. Dsm Configuration Backup. Regularly backing up your system settings allows you to quickly... Sure. Okay. Change your name server. Yeah, change your name servers, but not... You don't have to transfer the domain, right? You don't have to... You can't. I did. Like, Cloudflare... You can make it your registrar, but you do have to change your name servers for sure. But I like it. I like their name server administration setup. Whoa, look, this even has wallpaper here. Wow, their wallpaper is beautiful. This is so funny. It's like a little desktop. It's kind of weird. Emmanuel Galvao. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. Welcome. How's it going? Okay, let's create a storage pool. So here's the trick. We got to do this right so that when we add another drive, we want it to become a RAID, not like a whatever fake logical whatever. I don't even know what to call it. Where you like synthesize the storage to look like a single share. That's not what we want. So we want to be sure when we do this. Does this look like Windows 11? A little bit. It doesn't have the taskbar in the middle. Okay, create one volume, one storage pool. Okay, so this is the thing that we got to remember. I think we want SHR. With basic, you will be able to, okay. Yeah, so we don't want JBOD. Choosing this type allows you to combine drives of different sizes in the future to optimize volume size and ensure data redundancy. So I'm a little confused about the difference between the Synology NAS model or the number of drives installed does not support the following RAID types. That's fine. But I want to be able to add more. A little confused here. I mean, we definitely don't want JBOD. With this type, you'll be able to install one or more additional new drives in the future and migrate them to RAID 1 or RAID 5 for data redundancy and data protection. That kind of sounds like what I want, but this one says this is the recommended RAID type for beginners. Choosing this type allows you to combine drives of several different sizes in the future to optimize volume size and ensure data redundancy. So a little confused. Hybrid RAID. Should I be afraid of this? It's an automated RAID management system. Create flexible storage solution with optimized capacity and performance. Is based on a Linux RAID management system and designed to make storage deployment quicker and easier than classic RAID systems. If you prefer to manually manage, I see. Yeah, in general, classic RAID base hit storage creation on the smallest drive in the pool. Sure. The smallest drive in class create is 500. Like classic RAID, SHR divides each storage space into smaller chunks and creates additional redundant storage. Interesting. I'm going to go with it. Sounds pretty good. Storage pool description. I don't think we need that. Okay, it did recognize this, so that's good. So I don't think we have to mess with the like. I think the 3.3 volt problem with putting these shucked drives inside of a PC is not a problem. Not a problem with the NAS. Although this is not a 12 terabyte drive. Unless this calculation is based on, you know, the calculation is based on block sizes. 1024 instead of 1000. That don't really seem right though, because 12.5, or sorry, it would basically be 12.7 times 1.1024, and that's not 14, that's only 13. Great, so it's not just that. That's pretty confusing. Probably a reason for this that I just don't. Excuse me? I mean, is this just the 1024 versus? Maybe I have the number wrong. I mean, I believe it. I just don't remember that the number. I thought it was a ratio of 1024 to 12.7, but yeah, 1024 versus. Oh, I see. We need 1024. Huh. I see. 1.1. Okay. Okay. I believe it. I just did the math wrong, I guess. Okie dokie. Okay, please note the following regarding the selected drive. Please note that it is not listed on the Synology product compatibility list. Probably because I ripped it out of a enclosure, and you're not really supposed to, but okay. Drive check may take longer time because it is performed simultaneously during storage configuration. Drives bad sectors will be configured only when the bad sectors are being accessed. I mean, this will take a trillion years, right? Because this is a 14 terabyte drive, but I kind of want to do it. I feel like we should. Okay, that's the number I got of the 1024 versus whatever. Volume description, I don't think we need it at the moment. What? The entry for the field modify allocated size. I don't want to modify the allocated size. Okay. I don't know anything about BTRFS. I think I want ext4 though. Shared folder snapshot, replication, shelled advanced data. I mean, that sounds better. Is that different than the? I'm so out of the loop on Linux file systems. Oh wait, okay, it's Btrfs. I've heard of that, or Btree. I just don't remember this being the abbreviation. Okay, I see. So a lot of these features are in like the new Apple AFS or APFS. It's really, what do they call it? It's Apple File System, but the initialism is APFS for some weird reason. But I think it has a lot of the same features. Anyway, okay, sure. Sure, we said. The data on the newly added drive will be erased. Yes. I hope I don't regret this purchase. It wasn't astonishingly expensive, but you know, between the 14 terabyte drive, a bit expensive. In fact, the 14 terabyte drive cost more than the NAS, which I guess makes sense. But the NAS is usually much more expensive. It was only a fancy Black Friday deal. Okay. Well, are we just gonna, can we not do other cool stuff while we're, was that a bad idea? Take a quick tour. I hope that didn't like stop it from doing the thing it was doing, but wait, I wanted to take a quick tour. I don't like that this isn't secure, actually. That does kind of suck. Is it just because I didn't do? Let's try this. Yeah. This is kind of weird. Life is yours. I'm so pleased to see you. I missed you. Have a lovely night or morning. Go to bed. Do you have any more exams or are you done? Okay, this all looks great. It's just, I think we're in the process of like, are we in the process of doing the thing? How do we know what's going on? Like, I'm a little worried that I didn't let it finish a thing that it was supposed to be doing. Good night. Going home on Monday. Wow. Okay. Yeah, but oh, cool. Cool. But where do you actually? Okay, file services. Goofball. I don't need that anymore. I don't need any of this stuff. rsync. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, you can turn on Time Machine and just use it for Time Machine backup as well. So I can just make some corner of the drive Time Machine. Maybe I should have thought about how I want to slice this up a little more. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things I got to think about here. Oh no, well, I didn't really mean to show that, but I will change it later anyway. Don't quit connect to me. That's cool. It has built-in dynamic DNS. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So they have their own. Oh, I used to use DNS.org a million years ago. So I'm using a Cloudflare service currently, but it doesn't really matter to me. So this is a Synology one? Oh, I see. But of course, in that case, I can't use my own host name. They have some nice host names. But if I want to use my own host name. So it's actually, that's a slight bummer, I guess, that oh, but maybe if huh. Cloudflare Dynamic DNS, I feel like I'm doing just an API call. So I just have some script that does it, but there is the thing that I used was just some Docker setup that was probably this. No, not this, but something not unlike this. It's just an API key, but I wonder if it is all just a I kind of bet it isn't. This looks like this is just a get. So it's just, it's not a post. There's nothing fancy, no custom headers, whatever. So I would sort of bet that it doesn't do that. Yeah, so it has custom headers for authentication and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a bummer. It would have been cool if that worked. I mean, maybe there's some other one of these. I've never. Does this only work if Google is I mean, most of these you use some fake address, but I would like one with my real host name. Or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe it's actually better not to have it. I don't know. I need to go through and anonymize things now. Because, of course, as expected, I showed secret things on stream, but it's just like a ritual now to go through and turn things off after every stream. Okay. Oh no, you know my private IP address. So why? Why? Why do you have dual lands? Huh. Okay, that's a thing maybe I will consider. I don't know if the simple little switch I have is capable of link aggregation. Okay. The 6-cell ROM. So I've only got 2 gig of memory, but it's easy. It's very easy to just pop in more. Work group. So, but isn't this in the process of building or something? I'm a little actually worried that I screwed something up. Because we navigated away from that page, but it, so I would have expected, I guess, like some progress indicator that's saying like, hey, we're still doing stuff. Good heavens, don't install Python on this thing. I can change the cool background there. That's okay. Cool backgrounds, cool images. Select image. Yeah. Okay. I was skeptical about this thing, but the fact that Synology NAS, you can access DSM in the same local network. So central services, and then enabling HSTS horses browsers. Okay, so can we try this? That sounds better, right? Oh, I just need to connect to port 5001. So that's the only problem. Is port 5000 is just the, yeah, so let's just automatically redirect HTTP to HTTPS. That's pretty weird that the documentation told me to go to the insecure one, and it didn't like automatically have the forwarding on. Am I wrong about that? Did the documentation say? Yeah. Weird. I mean, I went to the second URL they listed, so maybe. Well, it still says it's not private. .local? .lan? I forget which is which. I don't know why we're not secure. Should be secure. Didn't I turn on the thing that says, hey, be secure? Where were we? I don't even know anymore. External access. Okay, where were we? We were in here, and we said automatically redirect HTTP connection to HTTPS for DSM desktop, and we said you can point a registered domain name to my Synology NAS. I mean, it's not really registered. You enter a NetBIOS name, you can access DSM in the same local network. I mean, that obviously worked, but I don't understand why, what's the deal with our certificate? But it doesn't tell me what the certificate is? Huh. I don't get it. I mean, never that. Good. 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 I still am pretty confused about, yeah. I mean, I keep saying this, but I'm confused. Can I add a thing here? Storage? Can I make this bigger? Look at this cute little widget. That's the resource monitor. Okay. Checking drive. Okay, so it seems like it's doing a thing. I don't know how to go. Okay, great. Notification. Email notification, status changes, errors to the system. That's probably smart. That's probably smart. That's kind of cool. Like it has all these indirect. I don't even know Clickatel. Push service. Enable the notification to receive push messages via multiple versions. Cool. Okay, that seems good. Probably want to do that. Hardware and power. Enable memory compression. Restart automatically when power supply issue is fixed. Probably want that. Fan speed. LED brightness. Can have a rave. Power schedule. Cool. Okay. But how do I frickin' see? Great. Okay, but like, where is this? Where do you set up the storage? What happened to that? Is that not? Like, that's just file sharing. But where do you set up? Anybody know? Doesn't that seem weird? Application privileges. Indexing service. Interesting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. I don't need it, but that will be a useful thing for my friend. Autosmart test. Okay, but I get it. This is all great. You're doing great. Where do you like set up the volumes? Dave482, thanks for stopping by. Yes, there is this little home page, so maybe you're right. Maybe we have to go into the file station. Shared folder page to create a shared folder. I mean, this just took us into here. Storage manager. Oh yeah, thanks. Okay, yes, you're right. You are right. Okay. So, cool. Central services, nice smart test. But what are we doing? I just want to make sure. Okay, we're checking the drive. We are 1.42%. Was it unwise to do a full disk check? Yes, it was. But I'm not ready to put anything important on this anyway until I figure out exactly what I want to do to back it up. So yeah, here's the backup. The backup problem is I would like to just back this up to Backblaze with my normal, $5 a month per machine, but they don't want me to do that. They don't want anybody to do that. They want you to back up to B2 and pay half a penny a gig, which is a good deal. It's a great deal, but that's still a lot for 14 terabytes. So it's like, what? $70 a month or something. So I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe. So the silly answer, the very silly short-term answer, which is probably what I will do, is I will synchronize to this computer where there's currently just a 10 gig hard drive that's kind of doing nothing, and then that will go to Backblaze. That feels very silly, but I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, so C2 is cool. C2, wait, no, C2 is Cloudflare, right? C2 is Cloudflare. Isn't that their new? Oh, wait, they have it too? Okay, wait, you're right. So what am I thinking of? It's like their AWS alternative. They just announced it. What is it called? What is that thing called? I really thought it was C2, but it's something. Am I losing my mind? I feel like I just read this looking at. They just announced it like last week or something, right? Okay, first of all, you are right. C2 is Synology. I think it is more expensive than... it's expensive. Much more expensive than Backblaze Beep 2, which I think is by far the cheapest. Like if you want many terabytes, like if you want to do this, that's a lot of money a year. What is the thing I'm thinking of? I feel like just in the last week they announced that they were going to have an AWS alternative, and I thought it was called where is like product news? R2. Sorry. Cloudflare is R2, not C2. R2, C2, B2, S3. Okay. I think R2 is really intriguing. It looks really inexpensive and looks pretty cool, and they don't charge for data, which like they don't charge for traffic, which is pretty huge. But it's still twice as expensive as B2. Yeah, I mean, they all are, right? I think all of these services are like fake because all of them implement the S3 API so that you can, they're designed to be drop-in S3 replacements. I believe, at least the B2 is almost, I think it's basically a direct drop-in, I believe. So even all of your calls to the service, I think you can just drop it in and replace it. So yeah, it ends up being about $5 per terabyte per month. So that is cheaper than R2. Cheaper. I mean, it's not dramatically cheaper. It's $2 a month cheaper than C2. So C2 is not bad. C2 is probably cheaper than S3, but not as cheap as B2. But R2 is twice as... Yeah, this is easy. It's all easy. I use B2 for some hosting, and I like it. It's good. But I don't want to use it for like... you know, raw storage. And I don't have, I will say, I don't have 14 terabytes of information at the moment that I need to back up. But that part of the reason for getting this thing is to consolidate a lot of stuff that I currently have to, you know, once a month plug it in and have it backed up to Backblaze and all that business. So it'd be kind of nice to not have to do that. That is exactly that is exactly my setup. Well, so this is a DS220 Plus, and I considered proper NAS drives, but instead we shucked, because you can get a 14 terabyte Elements drive that the internet seems to think is a reasonable NAS drive. For Black Friday, this was $200 for 14 terabytes. Quite a bargain. I think all those deals are over. There's a site called ShuckStop that shows you the pricing on shuckable drives. Yeah. And it tells you the best price and when the best price happened, which is pretty good. But I'm just going by what the internet says. I don't. The internet feels confident that these are like, this is a 7200 RPM helium-filled drive. Shuckable just means that it is, you buy an external USB drive and the drive inside of it is of NAS quality, basically, is the premise here. So that's the premise. So if you go to like Reddit data hoarder, like insane people that have hundreds of terabytes of data, they do this business. Like they look for drives to shuck and drop them into their giant storage pools, and it's much cheaper. There have been some deals on proper NAS drives, but they just don't compare. Like the should search for NAS drive. So like these 4 terabytes were $75, 6 terabytes were like $100, but or you get 14 terabytes for $200. So yeah, so that's what I did, and I only got one for now because I just didn't want to pay the outlay. So next time there's a deal, I will get a second drive for that. I think RAID is cool and RAID's interesting, but I'm way more concerned with having proper offsite backups. So I just don't quite know what to do. The very silly, dumb answer is R-syncing that drive to this machine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so there were lots of deals on those. They might be decent deals at the moment. So let's see. I think we just go into categories, categories, computers, computer parts, hard drives. So we just go into hard drives. We should see the recent NAS deals. Most recent deals. 3.5-inch drives. So there were some good prices on those iron. Well, both on the Seagate ones and on, I forget the names of them. They all have cool names. I don't really understand why we're not seeing. What's our problem here? Okay, like these red drives. Yeah, so there's the Western Digital has their red drives. Seagate has Iron Wolf. And you can obviously go very deep divey and figure out The idea is essentially that the drives in here are white label drives that are basically red drives. I'm sure there's reasons that is not exactly true, but it seems to be what the internet thinks. If you go to data hoarder, how do you spell hoarder? Hoarder? I think I need more letters in there. Yes, I meant data hoarder. I did. So these crazy people, they shuck. They love to shuck. And usually, actually, a nice thing kind of is on, for example, on the deal sites that I was just on like Slick Deals, in the comments, people will talk about after they buy an external drive, they will shuck it and say what is inside. So I think I got this one. I got the one from Western Digital. So this was mine. And I'm sure people are in here talking about what is the actual drive inside. These drives are indeed shuckable and usable after extracted. How to shuck 12 terabyte digital elements drive in about 2 minutes. I didn't have to disable a power pin, which I did have to do previously, to put it in a PC, a previous drive that I shucked. CMR, which I think is the good one, right? CMR is the one that you want. Maybe I have that backwards. CMR versus SMR. I'm not super well versed on these things, but I think the idea is that you want SMR drives, like SMR, yeah. SMR drives are more data is crammed onto the platter, so I think that so this is Buffalo's NAS enclosures. It's funny, they're not really. CMR drives shine for backup and archival purposes, yeah, because you get kind of like better data density, I guess. But I think for a thing that you actually want in production, and up and available and running, that you want CMR. I don't know. These are things I've read before and done the comparison. It's not a thing I'm well versed enough to just speak about off the top of my head. Suffice it to say, I think the internet wants CMR for NAS. Because I think there was actually a controversy between, like, actually Western Digital class action SMR. I think they got in trouble. Yeah, so they were selling the SMR disks as NAS drives, and I think there's a class action suit because of that. And they did actually. I think they changed, and you could mail your drives in and get a proper one. I'm not entirely sure where that landed, but anyway, I'm over explaining, as I tend to do, but I have shucked a single drive. I will shuck a second drive later because I didn't want to pay all the money for two. It's just figuring out the backup solution. And I really do think maybe my near-term backup solution is I have a friend who lives 2 blocks away that is going to have a very similar setup, and we may just host for each other. Because I don't have 12 terabytes of data I need, and I don't think they do either, so we could just host for each other and hope that we don't someday have a terrible falling out and destroy each other's data. So, okay, well, this seems like it's fine. I think you can actually get more intense information from this drive. let's do a quick smart test. Just a quickie. So here's all of our smartness. I thought we got better. I thought there was a place to get better info. Maybe there is. So this is smart attributes, but I thought there was like a, I don't know, like a diagnostic report kind of thing that says this is the drive, this is the speed, whatever. The drive indicator will switch color. Okay, can I locate my one drive? I hope so. But sector warning, estimated lifespan notification, drive database. So, okay, so here's the thing I don't exactly know. And this is why I think I maybe should have done something different. Maybe I should have made multiple volumes. I mean, I obviously still could. Or does it matter? Kind of making noise back there. Okay, I hear it croaking as it does its smart test. We'll see what the smart test says. Hopefully it says everything is great. Oops. Oh, I can switch to these. That's handy. It's making a noise that doesn't... It sounds a little crunchy. So... It's like every time I put my headphones down, I hear it sneaking. Oh, is there a secret noise that's crunchy in the music that is confusing me? No, okay, that noise is definitely... It's a very, a little bit crunchy back there. Has me a little worried that we're stuck on 90% on this smart test. I did, perhaps foolishly, not just plug in and test the drive, but I wish I could just click this and go straight into storage land. Oh, I can. Handy. Why are we stuck on 90% on the smart test? Because we're doing two things at the same time. So where did we want to be? The storage manager, resource monitor, active insight. What is active insight? Oh, I see. I'm afraid of that. Sandman. I don't want to start. Uh-oh. You're scaring me. I mean, the system is extremely busy because I am checking every sector on a 14 terabyte drive, so I guess 24 hours. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, there's no data on the drive at the moment, so. Also, I ran the quick smart test. I think it's fine. I really think it's just because of too much load on the drive because we are also, which I wish we could see the progress of that. Like the progress of the, probably in here somewhere, right? Okay, yeah, we're only 3.7. Yeah, we're only 3%. So I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, so the storage thing, so it does seem cool because it does seem, where was that? So somewhere in here was, where was that? File services. So we could just set up rsync, although, well, I mean, this is a dumb Windows machine, so maybe in WSL we can do or set something up or have something going, or we can just use the thing that syncs Synology drives to this machine. I don't exactly know. Shared folder sync. But that's just no good for Windows, but I'm sure there's got to be something we could use. Yeah. Oh, there is a way to just back up to somebody else's. Oh, that would be cool. I think you're right, actually. I think I remember that there is a way to. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I think that is just a thing that works, right? I think that's a thing. I don't know if you. A data backup task. So networked backup to another Synology server. This is kind of, well, this looks old. I bet if we go into this, it will not. So was there a thing called backup and restore that I just totally missed? Where am I supposed to be? I mean, this is for an older version of DSM, so. It could also be that we need to install it. Like install, could be a package we have to active backup. Hyper backup is maybe the product. Hyper backup Volt. Hyper backup Volt allows another Synology server to perform backup to this Synology NAS via hyper backup. So I think I might want this. So I run the Volt application on this side, and then hyper backup is the thing to back up. But I think there's lots of things it can do, actually. Or lots of destinations. diverse backup destinations. But doesn't. What are the backup destinations? So yeah, to some. So Synology C2 is in there. You can go to other Synologies. So local file folder, remote NAS device, file server with rsync, WebDAV, OpenStack, cloud service, Dropbox, Google. I don't see S3 in here, but maybe it's just lower. So I think we probably want this. There's an update to Active Insight. Well, I want to install this. It'll be my first package I install. In the package center. All packages, show me the most popular. Synology Drive server. Oh, interesting. So this is the thing that lets you have kind of their Dropbox replacement, I think. So you run a client on your machine, kind of like the Dropbox dude. I didn't realize it was a separate app, but that makes sense. So I do want this as well. Install Node.js 12. Are you serious? I can't like queue and install? Okay, great, sure. Universal search, surveillance station, download station. Is that for torrents? That's funny. Huh. Interesting. But not surprising. Synology Photos. Synology Application Service provides a framework to enrich features and services, including push notifications, etc. Okay. I mean, the thing I'm most interested in is kind of just running my own. No, I don't know. I don't have a reason to do that on this machine, and I kind of don't want to. I was about to say I wanted to, but I probably don't want to. If I want to just run weird, like random arbitrary stuff in a Docker container, I have another machine for that. I don't need to do that stuff here. I kind of want to. Like, that's sort of cool that this could be a VPN server. Cloud sync. You can seamlessly sync and share files among your Synology NAS in multiple public clouds. It's a lot of public clouds. High Cloud S3. Yeah, I don't know. It has like its own replacement Office, like Microsoft Office replacement. It's got, I'm pretty sure there's an email server, calendar server, yeah, mail, web host. WebDAV is kind of interesting. That might be a worthwhile thing to do. Virtual machine manager. Virtualization solutions in a centralized and refined interface allowing you to easily create, run, and manage multiple virtual machines on your etc. Actually, a thing that people do, which maybe is crazy, but they do it to get around that backblaze limitation, I think, is run Windows in a VM on the NAS. And then have the drive appear as a real drive, not as a shared drive through the VM, and then back that up and just pay $5. Which is an interesting idea. Another mail thing. Another mail thing. OAuth text editor. A chat server. Yeah, I mean, I have not I have not heard great things about many of these apps. Some of them seem fine, but some of them sound pretty bad. Hmm. That's sort of interesting. It's just, I don't know. There was this weird thing. Okay, I just had an idea and I don't know what I think about it. Hmm. Maybe that's the thing I should do. Hmm. So there's this thing that Google, it was G Suite, then it was Google Apps, and now it's Google Workspaces and whatever, or it's Google Apps, then it was G Suite. I forget, but there was some the academic versions, uh, like Google Apps for Education and Google Workspace for Educations, at least at a certain point had infinite storage for users. Um, and so like I guess I could in theory back up any amount of data to I'll think about that. If it's just as a backup, got to think about it. Seems risky. In fact, I think I read something about Google shutting that down, but NYU has some very special whatever. They have like some special endowment to support Google Apps access for alumni. So I don't know, whatever. Maybe there's just some billionaire spending millions of dollars on everybody's storage. Who knows? I don't really want to do that, but it's kind of interesting. Easy backup management of my drive, share drives, but that's not what I want. It's I think we would just use the other thing, the hyper backup vault. I think that this is the thing we're supposed to use. Okay, handy. I have not thought about radius for so long, which makes me feel like I have moved my life in the right direction. I feel like the fact that I have not even thought about a radius server in probably close to 10 years, maybe longer, makes me feel like, okay, I've done something right. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and then we got this crazy land where we can just install stuff, I guess. There's no way I'm installing Perl. There's no chance. PHP, no chance. These things not allowed. No chance. Installing GitLab on this is a sort of interesting idea, actually. Actually, that's a little interesting. I would consider that because I'm so fed up with the storage limitations of the like public Git providers. I would consider. I guess I can install a GitLab Docker image or something. So that's the thing, though. These just straight up install on install. You're just running these. These aren't. It's not like these are running inside of a separate container or something. I don't even know what this is. Which I would not want to do. I think if I was going to want to run something, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to run Joomla, but I guess these are packages from Synology. Not that many. Lots of contributor packages. Oh, people like that, right? Okay. Good sync. Okay. Team viewer. Huh. What is mega command? Oh, it's mega. Sure. Okay. There were not that many contributor packages. Kind of a I mean, I'm sure there's things you can manually install. I don't really want beta packages. I just wanted to see a Plex. Okie dokie. Well, we installed it, right? Hyper backup. Let's just update all. Okay. I have a number of questions. Yeah, one is, where can you put these things? So S3, but the thing is, I think even though this says S3, those clones, like R2 and B2, I believe are just, I think you could still use them here. Maybe not. Now, like a custom server URL, so you might be able to still use an S3 compatible server, but this is what I'm thinking. I don't know. I gotta think about it. I'm almost positive Google said they were going to stop allowing that or start charging for it or whatever. But so it may not be a long-term solution, but it could be a less than long-term solution. The thing that would be terrifying though is if that was my backup solution and then it failed. Which you would really hope that it would tell you, hey, your backup failed. You would so hope that that would be true. Maybe I should have made a couple volumes. I only say that because if I did use it for Time Machine, currently I do manual Time Machine just on top of using Backblaze, but it might be kind of nice, but I don't know. And I guess let's install that other Hypervolt. Hyper backup Volt. Like, I just wonder where this goes. Is this just a folder, like a, excuse me, a directory? Sort of just in at the root. Okay, I think our smart status actually finished. Would appear so. Nope. Didn't. Okay, we got Log Center. We got OAuth, which is kind of interesting. I don't really know why. I mean, and that's just, unless it's just authenticating with Synology. I don't immediately know what. I gotta check it out. File station, package center, resource monitor. Okay, so the widgets just come from this land, I suppose. My cool widgets. Please advise me. Yeah. Scan in progress. Okay, well, we'll see what this the security advisor has to say. Uh-oh. 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 Well, this is a crisis. According to the security advisor. I mean, it's probably that I named my administrator account administrator. I plan to change those things. I will rename some of these things after the stream because that's just how it goes. I'm going to accidentally every stream, I'm going to accidentally show things I don't mean to. Okay, so how does this work? Hypervolt backup, but how? After a remote Synology NAS backs up data to this Synology NAS. That's interesting. Okay. At risk. Well, I don't know how I just streamed 2 hours when I didn't do anything except for put a hard drive in and click through. But overall, I would say good first impression. Like, it seems like a kind of a cool device. Who knows? It could be a disaster, but at a glance, it seems not bad. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a check-in stream once I actually have things up and running. But I'm gonna call this. Maybe we'll call this done. So, life is yours. Thanks for stopping by. So nice to see you. Traveling Desi. Thanks for stopping by. We had one other visitor. Who was it? I got their name wrong. I blew it. Emmanuel something. I don't know. Wait, where were you? Emmanuel Galvao. And of course, Dave Core, who was pointed out some very helpful things. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks for the follow, Emmanuel. I missed that. I didn't get the alert. Whatever, the bot made this alert thing is busted. Anyway, okay, I think I'm done. Oh, Seeger live? Seeger? I'm gonna go with Seeger. How about Seeger? Yes? No? Have you been using Heat? I appreciate you saying that. I've been doing a lot of work on Heat in the last couple of weeks, actually. Awesome. What do you use it for? I might have bad news for you. I'm glad you love it. Well, I might have maybe not bad news, but some important news that you should know. Are you using the stock overlays, or have you been making stuff? Or both? Oh, that's no problem. I mean, that's what they're there for. You definitely should. The thing I did change recently, so I don't know this. If you're like, the old versions used socket IO, and I'm getting rid of that way. But all of the current all of the current demos that are up on the site use the new version of Heat. I've been pushing new versions. I'm also trying I've been working on a thing to let broadcasters monetize Heat by the current plan right now is that one viewer can pay some bits and turn on Heat for the whole channel. Cool. I'm gonna check out your I'm gonna check out. Okay. I'm looking at your channel. I really like your streaming setup. I like this strategy where you're not in the bottom corner of the screen like every other person on Twitch. I like that you're kind of in the middle. Well, that's great. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like no one uses Heat, except now I can know who uses Heat. So if this works. So these are the people using Heat at the moment, which most of the time they're just bots, I think. Is it a bot? Is it a real person? They're not even streaming. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I've been working on it lately. I'm adding some new features. I'm gonna add some new demos. And I'm going to add, hopefully, a way to for broadcasters using Heat to monetize. That's the hope. I really appreciate that. That is very kind of you to say. I believe that too. I mean, like, being able to engage directly with the video is something that I've been working on for a really long time. Like, I started doing stuff like that at NYU now, getting close to 10 years ago, like 8, 9, 10 years ago. And so it's a thing I've been working towards for a long time. And a thing that's a bummer is someone who was high up at Twitch was really into it and wanted to do stuff with it. And we really tried to make that happen. But now that person left the company. So I don't really have a person inside Twitch anymore that is helping with, no one inside Twitch, I guess, is pushing for the use of heat. So it's kind of crazy to me because it feels like it should just be a feature of Twitch. But alas, it is not. Well, I think I'm going to pop off soon. I super appreciate you stopping by. There will hopefully be some new cool stuff for heat in the near future. I really do like your stream setup. I think it's, I really like the idea of the not being crammed in the corner kind of thing. I also like this nice shelf you have here. Very good. Awesome. Hey, I super appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by, and I appreciate the kind words. And maybe we'll pick up, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, getting back to doing some more heat development. But for now, I'm going to sign off. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya.